Well, it has been 9 days since a 31-year-old doctor was raped and murdered, and her body was discovered on the third floor of the seminar hall at the RG Medical College and Hospital in the city of Kolkata. Well, since then, the accused Sanjay Roy has confessed to the crime, and the autopsy report has revealed spine-chilling details of what happened. The victim was bleeding from her private parts. Both her eyes and mouth were bleeding as well. Injury marks were found all over the body, including her lips, nose, her legs, lower jaw. The victim's legs were reportedly 90 degrees apart. This has sparked considerable furor and outrage. The doctors have been protesting for days at end, demanding justice and a fair probe into this barbaric crime. Well, as a CBI investigation into the matter is underway, suspicious and bizarre developments have taken place as well. The room adjacent to the seminar hall is being renovated. A mob has vandalized the emergency ward of the RG Medical Hospital, and the principal, rather than being sacked, has been sent on paid leave. To add to this, now the West Bengal government has decided to transfer, or rather the transfer of 42 doctors across the state. Out of the 42, 2 doctors were present at the RG Hospital the night the brutal crime took place. The BJP has been quick to sling pot shots at Mamata Banerjee, alleging a sinister cover-up here. The TMC, meanwhile, has given an ultimatum till Sunday to hang the culprits. Even as a war of words rages, it is impossible to ignore the peculiar developments. Is all this taking place and is a mere coincidence, or is there more than what meets the eye? And what about women's safety and the concern for the safety of our medical professionals who in fact spend the predominant part of their life taking care of others? Is this something which is going to have to be addressed by a state as well as the central government? Rohi Roy, BJP spokesperson, with us on the broadcast. Wing Commander Anuma Acharya, Congress spokesperson, also joins us on the show. Mr. Nilanjan Das, TMC leader, with us on the broadcast as well. And last but by no means the least, Sandeep Chatra, human rights activist, also joins us on the program. Thank you everyone for being a part of this conversation. Rohi Roy, I'll begin with you. Why do you think that this is something that needs to be politicized and should be made as a matter between the hospital and the TMC? You know, it's a crime. It's a crime that could have happened anywhere.
Exactly. See, firstly, we are not politicizing the event. Had we politicized it, then we would have roamed around the streets just like Mamata Banerjee did yesterday, with TMC flag waving at every person. We are just demanding justice, and we will continue doing so. The TMC can allege anything, but we will not stop there. Saying so, let me start today's show with one statement that was given by Mamata Banerjee in the year 2010. She, as an opposition leader at that point of time, said, if a student dies, the chief minister is responsible. So we hope that yesterday when Mamata Banerjee was conducting a rally, she was probably demanding the resignation of the chief minister. Saying so, one very startling fact came out today, which is the statement of the mother. The mother of the victim says that on the day they came to know about the death of her daughter, they went to the place and narrates how the police not only harassed them, but to the extent they had to fall on the feet of the police. After that, the family was pressurized, and then after prolonged badgering, finally the body was given. But then a very interesting thing she says, that the police even tried to destroy the car of the victim. We do not know what was there in the car that the police tried to do. But then police is constantly giving notices to everyone. I hope that the police do not give a notice to the mother for exposing such a thing. At the same time, when Kolkata police, which was compared to the Scotland Yard of the East, is now an inefficient, inept, and totally corrupt organization. They are sending notices to everyone possible on earth for many reasons. Some of the reasons which I agree, of course, like showing the face of the victim and all, which is totally illegal and immoral. But at the same time, TMC MP Rachana Banerjee, Shondeep Ghosh, the former principal, who is a favorite eye candy of TMC, they brought out the names of the victim multiple times. Will the police dare to take action against them? No. So this is a very hogwash that is going on. Everyone can see whatever is happening. And our protest is continuing and will not stop till Mamata Banerjee resigns.
Okay, let me get a response to what you have said. from Nilanjan Das as well. Nilanjan, do you think Mamata Banerjee should resign over what has happened here? The CBI has, very quickly taken over the case. This also goes on to show that the way this matter was handled, this sensitive matter, and the way it was handled was also the responsibility of the government at large in West Bengal, and they perhaps at some level failed.
Good evening. I don't understand why you are asking for the resignation of the Chief Minister. For the last 92 hours, the case has got transferred to CBI, and when we don't see any, further movement in the case. Within 24 hours, the state government, the Kolkata police, arrested the principal culprit by looking at the CCTV footages, and then they took the other measures as was demanded by the students, the medical students of the RG College. So I don't understand where you are talking about the lapses. Much of it is made up. Today we got a news item in Times of India where it shows a list of fake news that was propagated by the trolls of the BJP and CPM. It is now absolutely clear. Even the CPM MP, Mr. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya, who is the counsel of the victim's family, he initially said that some 150 grams of semen was found in the body of the deceased doctor. I mean, it's a shame. Today he has retracted his statement from the court. So we see the social media is awash with all kinds of horrific fake news, and we have to counter it. Now, just because of this, we are unable to focus on the real problem, which is about ensuring the safety and security of the women. Now, that is what the state government or the hospital authorities, they try to do. When the students there, they demanded that women's restroom should be created, and that's why some construction was going on by the PWD civil. But then even fake news was spread that the crime scene has been, it's been taken down, it's been demolished. So all kinds of fake news are going on. It's absolutely pathetic. And I would request through your channel, through the national media, to be more, to exercise more restraint and to check the facts before just spreading them.
Wing Commander Anumacharya, how do you look at the situation? Obviously, to politicize it at any level, will be a travesty, and that's exactly what we're not trying to do. But the fact of the matter is that this is something that could have happened anywhere to anyone. Women's safety is a big concern. Women's safety has not been prioritized. It's been 12 years since Nirbhaya happened, and we continue to, in fact, live in that same bubble, where laws are changed, they are given different names, they are addressed by different titles, but the deterrence, is still pretty weak here.
Yes, we need, in fact, very responsibly, we need to discuss this issue. And instead of blame game, we got to see, of course, I understand that the initial response was not up to the mark from the government, but subsequently, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee went to the victim's place. She has assured them, and the party says that they are in solidarity with the victim. And she also said that if Kolkata police doesn't resolve this case within up to this Sunday, so this will be handed over to CBI. So from that initial behavior and kind of this principal's conduct to the victim's parents, which was, we should condemn that. But beyond that, if we see, the state government is by the side of the victim and victim's family. In all such debates, the discussion ultimately reaches to a point where we are compelled to do whataboutism. So I don't want to do that. Just want to say that it is essential for us to examine how much crime has increased in the country over last 10 years. Every day, 86 women are victim of rape or sexual harassment. Then for last 4 years, like in my own home state, Madhya Pradesh, there are 2 lakh women gone missing. There are 1.3 million women are missing in this country in last 4 years. So we need to look at from the central perspective towards overall safety of women, and steps must be taken to address this issue. And in all such cases, even after the accused is caught, the process of hearing is so lengthy, it takes so much of time that the significance of that justice is diminished. So we have to work towards that direction instead of blaming this and that, because none of the media houses have taken up cases. Again, it comes to what about race, but it happened. Manipur was not taken seriously. This BHU rape case was not taken as seriously. Unnao, Uttarakhand, women wrestlers, everybody has suffered. But wherever there is a non-BJP government, everybody, the media, people, the artists, the actors, everybody is reciting poem instead of actually looking at the basic crux of the matter, that women's safety is a problem in India and we got to improve upon that beyond all this party politics. That's what is my statement.
Mr. Sandeep Chachra, where do you stand on this? Somebody who's been an advocate of social justice, somebody who has seen, some of these problems and travesties at close hand. What would you, reconcile this with? Is this something which is going to come and go, and we're all going to forget about it and it's going to be slipped into oblivion? Or do you think that every time something like this happens, it is a reminder towards change, but a change that never comes?
Thank you, Vinayji, for having me here. And as I say, and most importantly, my message of solidarity, first of all, goes to all that peaceful, determined protests of women across, not just in Bengal, but also in Bihar and Maharashtra and many other spaces that I see. A quiet determination, a quiet questioning, a message to all of us and to our society that how long will we have to wait? It's a very, very strong message. How long do we wait? 78 years? How long much more? Nirbhaya, you mentioned, was about 12 years ago. How long do we wait? How long do we have to live in fear? So I think that's a very quiet question and determined question, and a quiet determination with which the women are asking for change. And I think as a nation, Viniji, we need to reflect on how little we have achieved by the way of securing safe, fearless workspaces, towns, slums, cities, villages, as well as our own homes for women. It's a question we as a nation need to very, very strongly reflect and act on. We can't wait any longer. And I think the Honorable PM's message to that extent on the Independence Day was also seminal in this regard. I also want to say that what Wing Commander Anuma was saying, the data will tell you that Nirbhaya, when it happened in 2012, gave way to rise in reporting of rape incidents, in cases of rape, and also a greater social awareness. But that year, the number of cases as per the NCRB data was 24,677. If we now look at it in 2021, we still don't have data for 23, but it's somewhere around 31,700 cases. So I think numbers have really gone up. Certainly, they haven't come down. You can ascribe reasons to it. And certainly, Vinitji, this really goes beyond party politics. I mean, in the same week we are talking about, we've had a rape and a killing of a nurse in Uttarakhand. And this is, we're not debating that, right? When Commander Anuma was saying, we've had gang rape of a Dalit girl in Muzaffarpur today, or day before. And I think, so it's across party lines. And, as patriarchy often does, dead bodies of women is where politics and party politics and patriarchal politics is played on. So I want to sort of mention that. And there's a pattern to these cases. So it's not the first time. As has been mentioned, there is slow investigations, slow processes, criminal procedure systems, and of course, very, very little accountability. And that only
Okay. Mr. Chachra, the
perpetrators and the rapists to account. We need that. We need much stronger policing systems. We need to ensure that spaces which are excessively vulnerable, transport systems, dark streets, dark alleys, hospitals have joined the list for sure, where women are in vulnerable spaces. They need to be much, much better protected. The Indian Medical Association, no doubt, has asked for safe spaces to rest, restrooms, as was being said, but much, much more needs to be done. We need to be very clear, Vinitji, and review the systems we had put in place. You see, one of the first systems on the ground is the local complaints committees, which are primarily for workers, women workers and others on the ground. Are they functional? What is the audit telling us? What is years of performance of dysfunctional local complaints committees telling us at the district level, at the sub-district level, local levels? What is the performance with reference to the progress on the Nirbhaya Fund? So what's the state of affairs for protection and prevention and protection systems, the one-stop crisis centers across the nation? So I think we need to review it. The message that is coming out is the question of women's safety, the question of women's dignity, the question of equal India needs to be given a much, much greater attention societally, not just by women alone, by all us menfolk as well. So women's issues are not just, women's issues. They are societal issues. They are men's issues. Men must join in. Men must join in to demolish patriarchy. Men must join in to question and what, you often debate cancel cultures here. One of the biggest cancel culture debates perhaps needed on the media channels is how to cancel patriarchy, how to cancel misogyny. So I think these are some of the things we need to sort of look at, audit of what's really happening to the implementation by the organizations of the POSH committees of what is called the POSH Act itself, the POXO Act itself. We need to figure out it and prepare the army of what I call the first responders. So societal army of first responders, women's organizations who respond to where both at workplaces, at places, organizational spaces, in towns and cities where women feel unsafe. So there's a lot more that needs to be done, rather than actually politicizing the debate. It's good it's happening here, but I think it needs to go much, much beyond the party politics of who done it, because it's happening across the country. As I speak, I mean, if you look at the performance and performance of the systems after 2012, I don't think this has been remarkable. I mean, we just keep hearing cases. Some were counted at Manipur was counted here, Unnao was counted here. I mean, there's a list of shame, a hall of shame that we have, and I think we need to sort of address these issues in the future. And the future that we all wish to see just an equal India for all.
Mr. Chacha, you're absolutely right. And Nilanjan wanted to comment. Nilanjan, Mr. Chacha makes a compelling point. There were rapes in other parts of the country as well. The 3-year-old girl was raped and then she was thrown into a nala. Another nurse was raped in another state and also murdered. But the focus right now is on West Bengal. This is obviously, a lopsided situation.
Exactly. This is the point that I wanted to raise. That's why I raised my hand. Because, see, I don't want to politicize. I don't want to say that, okay, this state has this chief minister, BJP chief minister. I don't want to get into that. But in the last week, we have had 5 cases of rape or murder or sexual assault reported. But the media is not even talking about this. The social media doesn't talk about this. We don't hear things like justice for the UP girl or something like that. So this is the problem. Why does Bengal always attacked? Now, I don't want to make a political point, but it's a fact that the NCRB says that Kolkata is the safest city. You cannot deny it. These are central government agencies that are saying that Kolkata is the safest city. Now today it's been today the BJP my colleague was saying that the BJP is not politicizing it. The BJP is asking for precedence rule for one incident. I don't want to trivialize it, but these political parties need to exercise restraint when they are talking about such a sensitive issue.
Okay.
Because it has touched the veins of all Bengalis, and we were all on the streets. But after that, the way they ransacked, the way the hooligans, mostly they were from the BJP and the DYFI, the way they ransacked the RG Corps emergency ward is shameful. We should be talking about that. And I would, with folded hands, request all political parties not to politicize this any further, and would request the CBI to give justice to Tilottama as soon as possible.
All right. Rohi, how do you respond to what you have heard, Mr. Chacha?
Firstly, I will just respond to 2 points that were raised by Mr. Nilanjan Das. First, related to NCRB data, Kolkata does not refer to entire West Bengal. Now, if I go into Kolkata details, why the cases are not registered, that's a very different story. But if I talk about NCRB data, then West Bengal is second in the country in terms of violent crimes. West Bengal I'm talking about. Secondly, in terms of political murders, West Bengal is the second highest in the country, according to NCRB data, despite West Bengal not giving data in the year 2017, in the year 2018. Okay, so if I go as for the conviction rate of women-related crimes in West Bengal, then West Bengal stands at the last position with just at 2.87%. So this is what the NCRB data is saying. Moreover, if we are not talking about politicizing the event, I would have loved if Mr. Nilanjan Das did not bring DYFI and BJP here in the case of ransacking the things. Let me just tell the names of a few people, and these are all reported
Rohi,
incidents.
what about your thoughts on the other rapes that have happened in the country? I want you to
We are
respond to
not
that as
here
well.
to do whatever to see. This is a systemic failure. Wherever the rapes happen, wherever women are subjected to torture, it is equally condemnable. In the last
Are you
5
asking?
days,
Are you,
I did
Rohit,
not
are
Let
you
him finish.
asking?
Let him finish.
No, I don't want to
Nilanjan,
interrupt.
let
I
him make
just
his
want
point.
to. No,
Nilanjan,
I just want to.
Nilanjan, hold on. Let him make his point. I'll come back to you. I promise you. Finish,
yeah,
Rohi.
sure. Just in the after since Nilanjan Das was counting the number of incidents, let me tell you, after 9th of August, this incident took place. 5 to 6 cases of rapes and murders happened in West Bengal, and these are all reported incidents. Moreover, about politicizing the event, let me tell you that some of the attackers, police only gave out the names of the pictures of the attackers, and then we find that the police yesterday, and this has been reported in the media, the police went to the houses of 4 of the attackers, and then they mentioned that one local TMC councillor of Kashipur actually sent them there. And the police, today they arrested one of those 4 people, but the rest 3 are still in large. And then whenever they are being reported, they are saying that, okay, our Dada only asked us to go that day. And because of our Dada, we are staying somewhere else. One of these person is Mr. Sarfaraz, who also handles the local election management, as you know how, of TMC. No, these are all reported facts.
No,
I am
you.
not-
I will correct you. I'll correct you. Please.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead. Then,
correct.
of course, quickly, Nilanjan, I also want a word in
because
from
what
Wing
he
Commander
said,
Anuma as well.
What he said is fake because 30 arrests have happened. It's true. What he's saying that one of the person is reportedly close to a TMC councillor and the TMC councillor has denied it. So let's put the facts on record. Point number 1. And you are talking about the other states and you are saying that it's a systemic failure everywhere. I'm also saying the same thing. The difference is I'm not asking for the resignation of the Odisha Chief Minister or the UP Chief Minister or the Uttarakhand Chief Minister or the Maharashtra Chief Minister, the Bihar Chief Minister. You are doing this. We asked for the resignation of the Manipur Chief Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister.
Rohi, let him finish. Rohi, let him respond. Rohi, let him respond.
The Honorable Prime Minister didn't speak on Manipur for a whole 1 year. So let's not get into that. I don't want to get into that. We never asked for the resignation of the Prime Minister. He couldn't change the Chief Minister of Manipur after hundreds of rapes.
Okay, let me get a point in from Wing Commander Anuma on this as well. Wing Commander Anuma Acharya, you know, it's going to be a long day if people continue to ask for resignations for this or that. The fact of the matter is that this is something that needs to end, like Mr. Chachra also said, at a systemic level.
One thing is very clear that the state government, whatever it is, they are in solidarity. They have said that they are in the solidarity with the victim's family. But most unfortunate thing is that in all over India, basic facilities like toilets, restrooms, in hospitals, the CCTV cameras, quick reaction teams, the basic security for women are being provided or constructed only after such heinous crimes already take place. That is one thing. Today, this IMA, the Doctors Association, is protesting since morning 6 o'clock. Of course, they are holding this strike for provision of these small little things. So the basic security, the basic facilities next to the women should be provided if she's a working lady, whether it is a school, whether it is a hospital, whether it is another office. This should be done. Why this should be done only after such a crime takes place? This also starts for a very little time, and after that everybody places them at the back burner, and then once again such crime takes place, and then once again we talk about such basic facilities. So centrally we have to look into this, that the places next to the women are safeguarded in a manner that they are provided the basic facilities related to toilet, their food, their restrooms, all of it, and the security. In this case, we have seen that Rakshak hi Bhakshak ban gaya tha, because that person who was caught as a prime accused, he was working with the local police. So this is another thing which we have to see.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Essentials should be checked before.
Right, Mr. Chachra, concluding thoughts. We've run out of time, sir.
He was not a,
No, wait. I mean,
he
I
was
just
not a
want,
police.
No, thank you. I just want to say that obviously what has been spoken, that we do need our institutions, starting panchayats, starting urban local bodies at all workplaces. We do need a systematic review of the preparedness and the systems each of our institutions have with reference to safety of women. This is not an isolated sort of a case that we're discussing here. And I think that's needed. I'm not just talking of audits. I think installing systems, whether it's infrastructural systems, whether it's cultural systems, whether it's leadership, whether it's the will to ensure that these institutions in the area of jurisdiction ensure and prioritize safety and equality of women, I think that will go a long, long way. We certainly need a cultural shift. I will not call it a cultural revolution, but we certainly, I mean, if those were the words to be used, we need a huge cultural shift. We need to ensure that such patriarchal manifestations, obnoxious patriarchal manifestations, are stopped and killed. We need to demolish patriarchy in the 21st century on our land. I think that is what social progress that we all as men and women and as societies aspire for. We need to make it realized. We need to see it happen. Thank you. I will not
All
go
right.
on.
We've run out of time.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.